On this episode, we'll finally be getting into the cutting, grinding, and welding that I've been trying to get to for the past 2 episodes. But today, nothing stands in the way. And hopefully, getting all these new shiny bits and non-rusted bits in the car today. The only thing I have to do before we can start cutting out the old rusted parts is weld in one last support. It's not 100% necessary, but better safe than sorry. So let's do that. Alright, so here's my last bar. I'm just trying to figure out the best place to put this one. Like I said, the support is not 100% necessary. However, it'll definitely assist in keeping everything in line to where it's supposed to be when I cut out this bit of support here. Alright, so the support is now tack welded in place. It's not going anywhere. I can start taking measurements for my cutting. This right here is the piece I need to replace. This right here is the inner door skin for the, I don't know, the inner door skin. We'll just go with that. And then I also need to replace the outside inner wing here on the firewall. Actually, that is the inner wing. Yep, so this part of the inner wing. So to do this, I'm going to cut along the seam weld here where it all spot welds together. That way I can just grind it down, create a nice clean look when I put the new panel in, and you won't even be able to tell that I cut anything out and replaced it. Hopefully, that's the plan. So while we're in the way of cutting, I'm going to go ahead and mark off this new and old panel, or the old panel, or the new one that fits. So I can just go ahead and also get this cut out, because there's some rust bits in there that I want to get out also. So go ahead and mark this. Always cut smaller than where your markings are. Alright. So, if all goes well, it should just lift right out. There it is. Somebody stuck a patch on it on the inside instead of cutting out and replacing that metal. They just put a panel over it and welded it. The wings, in fact, were replaced. It appears the sticker here, but they are fairly new, so that's good, and they're not just welded over the old ones, which I'm very surprised about. I'm going to go ahead and move along to the inner wing. Alright, so my first order of business is to clean off all this undercoat paint, rust, all that good stuff with my wire brush, so I can find the spot welds that are holding this panel in, so I can drill out the spot welds and then cut along the seam so I can get my new inner wing in place. I was able to find, hopefully, the majority of the spot welds. I'm going to have to try to find them as I go since this panel is so far gone. But things like these are fairly easy to spot. You can see, just by going over with the grinding wheel, you can see the difference in the elevation as well as the thickness of the metal where the spot welds are. Or plug welds. Anyway. And then we can go here. There's one right there. I'm just following this panel down. There might be one here. Let's see. There's one here. And then here. These are fairly easy to spot. And then you can see this one here as well. And moving down, there's 2 right here. And then this, it's not going to be too much of a concern at this point when I get down here, since there's not much left of the panel. Any plug welds that are going to be in here are, you're not going to be able to, it's not going to hold the panel on anyway. First, I'm going to take my drill bit. I'm going to drill into the center of the plug welds, or the spot welds, however you want to say it. They're going to be plug welds for me. Anyway, I'm going to drill into the center of each of these spots so I can give spot weld cutter a good place to bite in. It's got that tip right there. It's got a spring inside that tip, just like this. And that way it holds it in place while you drill into the plug weld or spot weld. So now that I have the spot welds that I could find drilled out, I'm going to go ahead and put my old panel on, mark my line of where I want to cut the old panel off, and we'll see how many of these we missed when I go to pull that panel off. So I've got my new panel here. This is in no way, shape, or form in the correct place, but it'll just give me a basic guideline of where this panel is. So I know to cut inside of this line. Alright, so now that I've got my panel line cut out, and like I said, it's on the right side of that line that I drew, I can go ahead and start sticking my flathead screwdriver in here and finding out exactly where I went wrong with these plug welds. So there goes that. So, looks like I'll be stopping by the shop and getting another one of these as well. Actually, you know what? I could probably just make this. It shouldn't be too hard. But it's a good thing that I have my brace here, because once I have to cut this piece out here, this is going to be supporting a lot of that weight, as well as the secondary, or the primary support that I have here. Alright, so I finally got this out, and it turns out the reason why it wouldn't just come out is because this thing is welded all over the place, for one. Reason number two is because somebody put in a metal plate behind this and then covered it in a trash bag with glue and Bondo and anything else you can possibly think of. Looks like I'll probably fabricate it all the way up to about right here. This is still pretty solid metal up here. So I'll go ahead and fabricate it all the way up to here, all the way down. And this member is still in good shape, so that's good. And I'll have to fabricate this corner as well because it's also rotted, as you can see. And then all of this. So this is not by any means going to be a short project anymore. Alright, so as you can see, there's a lot of cutting involved in this area here. I cut the corner out. I'm not going to cut any. I need to do more on the floorboard, but I can't do any more until I get this support back in the body. Yeah, I'm going to make the new corner here and get it ready for the new door sill. However, this door sill is not load bearing or supporting in any way. So basically I just need to get this corner straight first and have this come down before I can even think about doing anything to the floorboard. And while I'm doing that, I'll probably go ahead and throw in the door brace here, because that is also going to be a major support for the body. And I want to do this as fast as possible so the body doesn't have time to shift or anything while all this is cut out. I went ahead, cut out, this is actually the corner here. I just flattened it out with a hammer so I could create a template. And here's my template. I'm going to go ahead and bend it along the crease here, which is right here. A little easier to see on this side. Yeah, go ahead and make that crease and start fitting it a little bit and see what we can do to try to get some support back in the body. So I've got my template made. It fits in there pretty good. It's pretty simple. I'm going to do a little more shaping to it once I start getting it tacked in there, and then I'll go ahead and finish with my full welds. Here we have our panel. I went ahead and bent the corners up, welded them in the corner there, give it a little extra rigidity. It's actually pretty strong, which I'm happy with. It looks like everything, it's got the nice curve in it like I have for the passenger side. It's about a 1/4 inch curve from the top to the bottom. So it's got a, what is that, the radius? The radius is about 1/4 of an inch. So I got the curve right. I got at least the foundation for this to get done. It's probably got more support now than it did, but I'm still not going to take the support out until I get that. I'm still not going to take this support out until I'm able to get this in, but I'm not able to get this in until I get this inner door skin first, so I can get the measurement right, so I know exactly where to put this. Alright, I think that's where we're going to end for this episode. I'm going to always continue to work on this, but of course I have things to do during, some days, and try to work on it as much as possible, but it is moving along. It's moving in the right direction. Instead of things coming off, which I'm sure there still will be more things coming off, such as the floorboard, we're starting to put things on, which is good, because we're going in the right direction. So putting this on, still got to cut some of this, make it a little more pretty for our inner door skin. And I think the next thing we'll do after I'm able to get the inside door piece here, I'll go ahead and put the inside door piece on, get our measurements right, put in the door support there, and then I'll go ahead and put the lower door panel, the lower door panel on here, and then we can go ahead and stick that on. So that's good. Unfortunately, I did have to cut off the front of the new door sill, the lower door sill, because the whole front of it was already rusted. Even though it was a new panel, it was, because it wasn't done properly, it's already filled with water and rusted out. I hope you either got some information you needed, learned some things, or just had some fun, had some entertainment. So my phone's going off. So thanks for watching. Keep watching for further updates on the car, and as we start putting it back together.